Back again. Episode 6. Don't know what that means. I don't know what that means in the numerology and that. But so I'm gonna say in 5. The episode 5 was. What did they say it was? I can't remember what they said. But the feedback was good. Huh?
River 6.
River 6. Wait, what's that?
Didn't you say completion?
Alright. Alright, yeah. In that sense, but I'm talking about numerology.
That's what you get, yes, that you came back with.
River to 6. River is the completion of our family, of our unit. But not
yeah,
not numerology.
So in what then?
No, I mean in our family, 6. She's complete 6. Yeah. But yeah, with episode 6, we're going. Big up everybody that's been
Giving.
Still big up there.
Anywho, yeah, giving some really positive and encouraging feedback. It's, like strangers, friends of friends. Yeah, it really kind of encourages us. They said just keep it coming. We're ready. So here we are, determined to be consistent and on point.
Yeah, trying to be. No, actually, we're not even trying. We're doing it.
Doing it. Like it's not a walk in the park, but yeah.
No, 100%. Hey, so Little Miss started school. Sky started school and that. Shan's all tearful and that.
I didn't get a chance to be. She was just gone.
Yeah, Shan's like, don't take photos. She's late. She gets to get into school. She's the last one walking in the classroom.
She was not.
She was.
And she wasn't late. We were in there at the right time.
No. You need to be in your classroom.
We had to find the class.
Exactly. So it's to be in our class at 9, not be in the facility in the school at 9. No, Shan. She's. So yeah, obviously, we took her to school. To me, it was like, I'm not gonna lie. There's a bit. I got reservations about the whole school thing, innit? Only because I've seen the primary school, secondary. I worked in primary school, secondary schools, colleges, so I know what deal. I ain't worked in nurseries. That's the only way I worked in. But primary schools, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. So when people are like, "Oh my gosh, she's going to school and taking photos," and that, I'm not gassed about that because that's the same system we're pushing our kids in, and then people complain like, "Oh my gosh," and stuff. Nah, it's the beginning of a new era, especially the whole of our family. Like all our kids are going through. It's like one time, Sky started school, Kay's doing his GCSEs, TT's got a new job, starting, I can't tell you where, but it's a new career move, it's beautiful. And then Nay's now going to college. Everybody's just like it's like one time everybody's on a different thing. So it's like, alright, I'm just resetting, thinking, alright, what we doing? How are we gonna go forward? So when she's going to school, I'm thinking, alright, what processes do I have to put in place now that I can protect her and help at the same time? But I'm not pleased. I'm not like, oh my god, I can't do it. I really try. I saw everybody doing it together.
But you're not gonna homeschool. But you're not gonna homeschool.
That's the problem. But I'm gonna have to do half. I'm gonna still homeschool though. Still do my part.
Exactly.
But even more
and that
so.
is the,
And be part of the
that's
school
the
connection.
mistake many parents make. Don't get me wrong, there's been a time where I've made that mistake too, where we just relying on the school to do the teaching and the education. But ultimately, your first and foremost education is from your home, it's from your family, it's from your environment. Yes, they spend a great deal of time at school with siblings, friends, and so on and so forth. But we can't just say, all right, well that's it now, and you come home and they're not doing spelling, or you're not really sitting down reading with them, or you're not going over what they've learned at school and putting in your input and following that up, or taking them out of certain lessons too. Because I think sometimes as parents we feel like we don't have no rights or power, you know what I mean, to speak up on certain things, but we do. Because
to a certain extent.
I remember throughout Tiana and Renee's primary school times where the Muslim children were taken out of several different lessons, like standard. So if they can do that for Muslim children, why can they not do that just for your child? Even let's say Christian children.
We're in a different era now, innit? We don't know what policies or things are being put in place as of now.
You cannot force my child to listen to things
you don't
that
have
I don't
to.
agree
You don't.
with.
It's not about that now. Free will is not like that in primary school. They want the kids to be free and do what they need to do and learn in a different way. We don't know in terms of they've got, like, I don't know what Michael Gross has done or whatever foolishness he's done in terms of that, where every child doesn't work to their full potential. They might just say every child has to work to this potential. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm. So this is where all these other bits and pieces will have to be on the board. That's why it's important to be a parent gardener, to get involved in the school as much as possible. But what I learned today of just I can't remember, I have to go find out the whole thing. But my guy was like saying, if you're gonna have kids, if you're gonna have children, like, don't work so much, innit? Like, that's what he said. That's the crux of what he was saying. He's like, you worrying about your kids doing this and getting into that and that. Don't work so much.
Yeah, but then that has a knock-on effect to the added stress of not having financial.
Don't have children then. This is what he was saying, because exactly the question. I was like,
but many people, I don't know what the statistics are on it, but I'm sure if you're gonna go like working class upwards, most children, I don't know, it might be 50-50 are unplanned. Like, generally speaking, it's more, I could be wrong, and it could be a wrong stereotype, but middle class to upper, they plan when they start a family. They plan, they you know what I mean, they get married by a certain age, or, you know what I mean, they have children by a certain time.
I think that's just a culture.
No, I think it's more than culture.
You're saying it's a class thing?
It's a class thing, yeah, definitely. I think because...
I think there's a clash. I think it might be a clash, but I couldn't tell you the stats. But at the same time, either way,
it's very high.
Despite whatever it is, whether it's planned or not, you still got to make provisions. Do you get what I'm saying? So no matter what way you look at it, as much as people want to have children, they've got to know what it takes to be a parent.
Of course.
And many people think that after 18, that's it. No, parenting's for life.
And not only just that, a lot of people want a baby. But that baby becomes a child.
That's the next job. Yeah. Like, when River starts walking, dude, I'm waiting for the walking bit. You're like, I like this, but these bits here are not really like, because most of the time you can't do balance. It's mad. You got the baby in one hand trying to make. It's crazy. The sling thing don't really work. That when she's walking now, like Sky, and they can sit, that's the best time. Do you get what I'm saying?
Look, I love all stages, but I do love this baby stage.
The baby stage. You like the baby stage?
I do, absolutely love it. And I'm not trying to rush past any
It's got no choice. Time's going to take its time.
No, obviously I want my child to grow and evolve and develop. Of course, I'm not trying to...
You just want to appreciate that.
But I want to appreciate, like, every moment, because once that moment's gone, you end up with a big-ass 16-year-old that is...
See the switch though? See your switch of your mindset, like, you're like... Then you get the 60. Like, why do we have?
But it's a big difference.
We want that. So what? Why are we having children? Why are we having children then?
I don't regret none of my children.
But why are we having children?
Why not?
So they can live on our legacy and do that and carry. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but when they get to that age, that 16 age, why did we change? Why did we change our perception?
Because when they become teenagers, like, their attitudes are influenced by a lot more than just the home. Well, even before they're teenagers, but that is a crucial stage, the secondary school phase. And obviously all children are different, but it's challenging nonetheless. It's challenging.
No, 100, I'm not going to...
Especially they've got their own character, their own attitude and their own ways about them. And yes, you know what I mean, they're going to have some of your ways and what have you, but then, yeah. Like, but it's not like, oh, you're no longer my child, I no longer... love you or care for you or want to spend time with you, but it's just different, isn't it? A baby, you just...
No, I know, but River's different. Oh my diggy days. Like, different. Alright, we're going to go... today's pod, obviously, we're talking about parenting styles, isn't it? So, a disclaimer first and foremost, before anything. Everything that we're saying is real, but at the same time, we don't want anybody to take it out of context. Don't think that we're going at each other or anything. We respect. Yes, me and Chan have our back and forth. We have different styles. It's blatant, obvious. Sometimes it's so obvious. But at the same time, we learn to respect each other and everything. So if people are out there, one, I don't know how to really put it, but you see, like certain people have to like take things and twist it. It's not even like that, innit? Yeah, we're here. We're trying to do our best for our children in the best way, form, or fashion, and we're sharing our strategies and trying to see how we can better ourselves as parents and see what we can get out there. So we're happy for comments and fling that in there, but at the same time, do not take anything out of context and think that, me and Shanna did. Nah, it's not like that. And any waste man out there, waste man, please take note. I shouldn't.
What do you think if you call someone a waste man? They're going to be like, oh gosh, the hat fits.
Nah, fit that. No, to some man like that just waste. I properly sitting there.
But
like,
do you think they know? They see.
They know. They not man them know. Them man them know they're wasting it. So the man them are out there. So I almost don't. You know, like I just think.
But there's many people that are lost, but they don't know that they're lost.
I'm talking about the waste man though, with parents, like, you get me, that have kids and don't know how to look after them.
Lost, though,
but no, and this it is shots at man them that are. There will be shots at certain people that ain't doing what they should be doing for their children. So if you feel it, that's your business. Wear it in it. But can we do a thing on waste man one time, please? Like do a pod on just waste man. Man that don't look after their children and that.
Well, then you have to balance it out and do it on certain women too.
No, women.
Some women.
I don't really know much. I don't really know. Either way, that's calm then. But I don't want to balance it out. I'll still do that.
No, but you know what I mean. Like too often, it's attacking men, and I don't get me wrong. I know that there are many cases that it's warranted, but nonetheless, there are scenarios and situations where women be a bit bitter, a bit toxic. Yeah,
no, I get it. But through the line of work I do, through the life I've lived,
yeah.
I don't see that. I ain't seen it. There might be one in a blue moon. I might be just talking. People might say, "Oh, you're chatting," but I just see women constantly working their socks off, trying to do the best. I got so many stories I can just tell you of just women just
trying to step up,
trying to do their thing, and then they can't even fulfill their full potential because of the sacrifice they've had to make. Then the children don't even appreciate it, and then it's just a ripple effect. So I can't. Every time I know I do. Look, I thank God for just cleansing me in terms of that. But sometimes it really does. Like when I know that at this moment, like I have time when our princess is going to school, and there's situations where I'm thinking like, wow, how does anybody not want to be in that? Like, see your.
Certain people just missing out.
Yeah, you don't want to. How don't you want to see her go like dress up in them, smelling fresh, new hair?
I don't think it's
shoes.
They don't want to. They don't want to see that. I just think they can't handle everything else that comes.
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Like, imagine we're still cussing today. Don't get it twisted. I'm still cussing. Like, if you see the drama I went through to get these school shoes, yeah. Like we had to do a lot. Like me and Sky went through a lot to get these school shoes, innit? Like, the whole shebang. Now anyway, I'm thinking she's gonna put on that outfit, flick on her school shoes that Daddy bought for her and that, innit? So when I'm there going to go and check out my girl now, see the finished product and that, like she's ready to go down the stairs for school and that. Why do you wear my school shoes? Shan's decided to buy some other shoes. She can mix between the two. No. I expect her to wear. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's how passionate I am about that whole element of just doing things, innit? Like being part of the whole thing of her going to school. Yeah, I didn't get her all the uniform, but I made a point that I'm getting her shoes, innit? Like I'm getting her shoes. You get me? But either way, it's done, innit? Like I got her back by just picking her up myself today, so that's quite good. Yes, I did that. No, Jakey, that was just about because it's raining, so I didn't want to be thingy, but it was just an issue, innit? I was like, no, let me just go and get her quickly. It's raining, innit? It's long. Don't need you to come. You get me?
But you
I'd be like the single.
Why would you not want me?
I'd be like the single dad. You get me? I don't know. Anyway, alright. So now we're doing parenting style, yeah. So what I did earlier on, yeah, before we done this, got on the pod, yeah, I went on done a quiz on parenting style.
Okay.
And then it came back with what type of parent I am, innit?
You are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna disclose what type of parent I am. I'm gonna do the quiz and we're gonna answer the questions and we're gonna answer. I'm gonna give you the answers. We'll go back and forth if you want to and all that.
I don't understand.
I'm gonna ask you the same questions I've done on the quiz.
Okay. So you've got your results.
I've got my results already.
Okay.
To the side, and I'm gonna do your results now, and then check it out. That kind of thing. I thought that way would be better than us just going at each other like your parents' style dead, mine's good, yours not. You get me? All that.
But my whole thing is like, yes, you know what I mean. I will question some certain things, likewise you do also. But ultimately, you bring a difference as a man, as a father, and I will bring a difference as a woman and as a mother. So as much as I might not understand everything that you do and vice versa, like, it all works together, it all plays a part. And bear in mind, we have different upbringings. Everything is relevant. Like, you know what I mean? Your family dynamics, your family life, your upbringing, your home, like, everything is relevant to who you are today. Some you might like, some parts you might like, some other parts you might not. Some bits you might have wanted to do a bit different. Some bits you had, like, you don't even realise that you're quite similar to, let's say, your father. And you might not particularly like how your father raised you in certain elements, like, not everything, but certain ways about him. But sometimes that can creep into how you are.
I hear what you're saying, yeah. Despite that, yeah, it gets erased once you start to have more than one child. I think, because if I go back and try and think how I was as a parent of Kai, I can fathom some of it and like blah blah blah, but I know I'm missing certain bits in that. Then Cade and like boom, then I've come a blended family, so I'm like, wow, so none of that what my dad brought, he's never done a blended, like, so all of that was new. And now having a little one now, different now. So even so I'm not even thinking my parents' way of bringing up or whatever I might feel I have in me, it's gone. Like, now I'm on my own gully thing now. I'm on my own thing.
Right, you are on your own thing, but I'm sure there's still elements still in there.
I can't.
Like your moral values, like moral codes.
Nah, there was not. If I could sit there and say, yeah, there was. That's great that you even mentioned that, because I was just talking to someone on the phone and his mum gave him tools to help him survive through the time when he was young. Based on who he was, she said, look, I'm going to put you in front of the telly to watch Muhammad Ali, yeah? And I want you to learn to fight like Ali. Because she knew he's gonna be a fighter. Like, she just knew he's gonna get himself in trouble. You know what? Learn to fight then, innit? Yeah. So he could dance around and punch up just like, you get what I'm saying? So learn to have man, like, he learned certain things she installed in him. Learn to watch another one, Elvis Presley.
Okay.
Don't step on my blue suede shoes. So it's like, learn to not step on people's shoes. So he learned through that. Now, I didn't have them core learnings. They're core learnings. Like, God first, or when anything. There was no, if I look back and think, wow, what was the core thing that was installed, like, that I could, like,
Yeah.
And it's not much that I can grips onto, like, love your neighbour. My dad will always be fighting with neighbours.
Oh,
like,
but you said that your dad would say there's always something.
Always something to do.
That's a good
I think I picked that up myself. I just tried to say my dad did it. No word of a lie. Nowhere. I presumed that it was that, but it ain't. I picked that up somewhere else. I just thought, let me give my dad that.
What?
Bare things. I swear down. It's mad, you know. Even the other day, I realised I've done that. I've started to put things in my, like I said, when people say to me, where do you learn all these stuff, like, to do this and that and that? As much as people who think that my dad taught me, he didn't teach me everything. I've learnt mostly of everything,
but it is relevant because your dad could do.
Yeah, but it wasn't like practical.
All right, but
do you get what I'm saying? You want to show me?
There were seeds planted.
Yeah, but there's a planting and there's a planting in it. There's a planting and there's watering. So you can
plant,
but if you don't water, so it's dead. If you don't water the plant, how's it gonna?
Because someone else watered it.
That's the madness. So I can't say. It's a weird one. It's a weird one, but I
like
to.
I don't want to give your father all the credit because ultimately he wasn't there through every stage and process. But there was something about what he did
So who gave me that entertainment element and that?
Maybe that's just part of your
What?
like your mum's quite, you know.
Probably that, yeah.
So it's probably just in your DNA.
Probably I won't deny it, but it's all our river's crying.
Oh, is that a message?
Yeah.
So what's she bringing her?
So hold on, let me get this.
Interlude.
This is real life, you know. It's not like she.
I knew she'd be due anyway. Drop asleep too soon.
Yeah, did you hear that? That's how we do. Bath. She's in the bath.
Okay.
Real life stuff. We don't. It's not no joke thing, man. It's not no joke thing. River, you're right there, yeah. For the 2 fingers, you don't know, man. Yeah, she hungry. If you look head noise, you know that sound. She doesn't have no table manners yet, kind of thing. All right, cool. So so basically, like I said, I've done the quiz already, and then
Was you honest?
yes, it was proper honest. But the thing is, though, the answers are strongly agree, strongly disagree, in between, neither agree or disagree, agree and strongly agree.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Alright, calm. Alright, parents, first question. So parents should provide direction, but also listen and discuss their kids' concerns.
Agree.
You agree? Alright, calm. Society would be better if parents were more strict with their kids.
This is a half one.
What, is it neither agree or disagree?
It kind of is. Only reason being, but I'm not sure. Let me download.
Mm-hmm.
But because there's many bad breed kids that come from very strict homes, and strict parents, because either they're rebelling or whatever the reason is behind it. But then on the other hand, there are parents that are not so strict with the same outcome.
What do you call? Because people might see strict as like,
So,
don't go nowhere, boom. But strict could be just literally mean rules and like thing. It doesn't mean that strict come back this time. Like they still could be going out, but come back this time, innit? Like can't be strict.
Well, that's boundaries and.
So that's strict though. Is that still strict? Or you're looking at strict as?
Well then, yeah. I guess it means what do you view the word strict as? Because I didn't have strict parents in the sense of like I weren't allowed to do anything, or I weren't allowed to go and spend time with friends, or I weren't allowed to go have sleepovers or have sleepovers. I had many friends that weren't allowed. I mean, they weren't allowed to go to any like birthday parties or trips out.
That's me.
They weren't allowed to have a sleepover. You know,
yeah, that's
whatever,
me. Sleep what?
You know what I mean?
In the what bed? In who? What where?
And but then a lot of them were quite sneaky, or some of them quite sneaky. They became quite sneaky with their behaviours and things. You know what I mean? I left out wearing what I was wearing, whereas many would leave out wearing one thing and change it into something else. You know what I mean? So I think it has different repercussions and different outcomes depending on the child. Obviously, not every child's the same, and not every parent is the same.
But then
both parents could still class themselves as strict parents, but they might have different methods in how they.
So what? Society would be better if parents were more strict or with their children? Yes or no? Because if you look in the dominant society, like Boris, do you think they're strict to their kids and that, or not? Do you think they're like?
I don't think they play too much of a part in their kids' life, but I don't know. I could be judging. I think they have.
So you say no, you can't agree. No, you got to do strongly agree.
No, I agree.
You agree. So it's kind of like not a strongly agree, but.
No, not a strongly agree because I think there's.
Are you strict though? You're not strict though.
I'm not strict. I wouldn't class myself as a strict parent, in a sense of.
Wait, so you got to base it on how you are as a parent.
No,
so
I'm answering the question. Would society be any better if more parents were strict? I agree.
Okay. Alright, kids, Kids should make most of their own decisions without parental direction.
What? Kids should make most of their decisions.
Without
That's
parental.
the question.
Yeah. What?
Strongly-
Raining and that whole time.
Strongly disagree.
You don't hear that, huh?
Strongly disagree.
You strongly disagree.
Yeah.
All right. There shouldn't be rigid rules for kids' behaviour.
There shouldn't be rigid. Disagree. There shouldn't be rigid rules.
Oh, there shouldn't be rigid rules for kids' behaviour. Sorry. There shouldn't be rigid rules for kids' behaviour. There shouldn't be.
No, disagree.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Why?
Like rigid rules, like if you're playing with something, tidy up after yourself. That's a rigid rule.
Okay.
Like, I don't mind you playing with your stuff, but as soon as you're finished, put your stuff back. That's a rigid rule, right?
Okay. Oh. Alright, parents should provide direction and guidance in a rational and objective ways. Rational and objective ways. Parents should provide direction and guidance in a rational and objective way.
Agree.
Alright, children should be told exactly what to do and how to do it.
Neither agree or disagree.
Why?
Because it depends on what situation you're going to base that on. Like, it could be yes and it could be no. Like, children should be told exactly what to do. Not all the time, no. Like, sometimes they're going to need to navigate certain things for themselves, and then there's other times where it has to be and also it depends on the age of the child. Like, different methods.
What age what age would you say a child shouldn't have told them exactly what to do?
A child shouldn't be told exactly what to do.
Yeah.
It depends what you're talking about. Like, I could say early teens shouldn't be told exactly what to do. Like what? Tell you how to wash up dishes? Like, what?
No, that. Yeah.
So
you tell them how to exactly.
to be
You
on
tell them
time
how
for
to.
school.
You tell them how to exactly wash up dishes. Yeah, you go
You
back.
tell
them
them
how to.
that when
This is
they're
how you wash up
younger.
dishes.
Yeah, when they're younger. I shouldn't have to be telling you that when you're 14.
But you still have to do that. You still do. We still do that now. Wash your dishes up, like.
No, that's well, yeah, but I'm not telling them how to do it. Well, actually, you do.
Yeah, no,
You like the drainage thing. You know what I mean? So, but that's
No.
that's a change of habit. That's all that is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you show them exactly, if you say, like, this is what you exactly do, this is how to do
Yeah, but
it.
it's easy to do that when they're younger. It's harder to do that, like, if all of
Why?
us...
Why is it?
It is harder because, alright, let's just say for our situation, yeah, we're a blended family. So if I've had a way of doing things for the last, let's say, 13, 14 years, then all of a sudden you want to bring the way you want to do it or like to do it, that's a whole change of habit and behaviour. So you are going to have to...
But if I'm saying children should, but I'm saying, like, if you're living under the household, innit, you should be told exactly. You should know. You should be told exactly what to do, and how to do it, because they won't.
No,
How would they know otherwise?
Because they would already learnt it.
Not everything.
No, of course not everything.
So that's
but there's certain different things that you have implemented or brought to the table. Like, you can't expect that that's just going to be taken on board overnight.
No, 100%, 100%, 100%.
Like, so if I wash the dishes and I let them just sit there to drain out and dry naturally, let's say, before they're put away, but you like to dry them.
It looks better. I think it looks beautiful.
I'm not saying
That's
one
a
is
good
better
habit.
than the other. I'm not saying it's not a good habit. What I'm saying is, if I've done it that way, but you want it done this way, that is just literally a change of behaviour, which is going to take time. Because if you're used to doing something for 10, 20, 30 years of your life, and then someone now wants to change your way of doing something, I'm not saying it's going to take another 10, 20, 30 years, but it's going to take a little bit of time.
That's look at that. So it goes. Alright, kids can make up their own minds and do what they want to do.
Kids can make up their own minds and do what they want to do. What? Strongly disagree.
Why would you strongly disagree? Why would you strongly? It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Remember the questions are quite twisty, innit? So when I'm thinking like, it says the first one goes like, the other one goes, children should be told exactly what to do and how to do it, and then it goes, kids can make their own minds up and do what they want to do.
They can make.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like contradiction.
They can make their minds up little more, but you're still doing what you want to do.
Yeah, but it's the same. So
no, there's many times where I'll hear Renee making all these plans, like, oh yeah, I'm going to do my hair on this day, and then maybe get my nails done on this day, and then my outfit will be coming, and whatnot. And I'll be over-listening, be like, you're making plans without even getting the agreement that you can actually go to whatever this is planning. So, yeah, you can make your mind up even more, but it don't mean it got down on top.
Nah, that's jokes. Alright, so with that one, bearing in mind the question just before, or you're still going with kids make their...
I said strongly disagree.
You said strongly disagree. Wow, straight like, strongly disagree. Right, question. Kids need to learn early who is the boss in the family.
Yeah. Agree. Strongly. Well, agree.
How early? Like, River, yo. No. She knows but to hit. No.
Obviously, she can hear the tone and, you know what I mean, the bass in the voice and so forth. Yeah. But that ain't really gonna mean anything to her for now, is it? It's when she is crawling and about to touch something that she shouldn't be touching.
No. Okay. So do you strongly agree?
I agree.
You agree. Okay. Calm. All right. Kids should get their way as often as their parents do.
What?
Wow, no, that's a mad question, isn't it?
Children should get their way as often as parents do.
Yeah, I read it like 4 times when I was doing it. Strong disagree?
No, disagree.
Disagree. Not strongly.
Not strong.
And some people are kicking the screen like, yeah, what? No, what did they say? Get me? But this is part of the quiz. It's on there. I'll put the link in the bio. People try it out. Alright, parents should discuss the reasons behind their policies with their kids.
Policies, you know? Mm-hmm. Parents should discuss their policies or their expectations.
Parents should discuss the reasons behind their policies with their kids. So rules or why they do things or whatever kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. So they understand.
So what is that?
Okay, it's all good telling your child something, but do you understand why I told you that? Do you understand why you got a flick on your lip? Do you understand why you... No, you cannot have another pack of crisps because you're being greedy. And you've already had 2 for today.
And I heard you on the phone the other day, like, moving mad, like, don't even, today. I was like, yeah, broke it up, you get me?
But no, like, she got a slap on her leg, and I said, you know why, right?
Okay, so you did do that, so you agree.
Yeah, as we're walking, I was like, you know why? You got a slap on your leg.
I didn't do it, everybody, just saying that, and it just in case anything comes back. Everybody just think that. Yeah, we beat kids. Alright, children should follow their parents' orders without asking questions. Children should follow their parents' orders without asking questions.
Yes. Yes.
So not a yes on, it's a strongly agree. That it's not that.
Children should follow their parents' orders without... Yeah, like, I agree, because at the moment I've been getting a lot of those whys from Sky. Why? But then sometimes I'll be like, because I said so. So that's why it would make me say agree. But then there's other times where I'll be like, because...
So and so.
Yeah, I'm a little bit...
On the fence with that one. You gotta pick one though. Neither agree or disagree. I'm gonna put that one in the middle.
Go ask the question again.
Should children follow their parents' orders without asking questions? So that'll take me back to when I was growing up.
Yeah,
That you couldn't ask questions.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't question. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't do that.
I think it's how you go about it. Because if you're carrying a bit of attitude with it, like you get that look.
Who's that? Who's carrying the attitude? The kid, the child.
The child carrying the attitude, like why do I have to do that? Why me?
Right, there you go. But if you go, pack away the dishes, for instance, just pack away, wash and dry, pack away the dishes. They're like, why me? Why?
Or they might say like,
why
I did so and so, and I did this and that today.
Yeah.
Why can't so and so do it?
That's where it starts to get political, innit?
Yeah. But then, all right, let's just say if you had a conversation so they did what they had to do, what you told them to do, but then later on they might come and say, oh, when you
No, it's contradicting the question. The question is, should children follow their parents' orders without asking questions?
I'm just going to go neither disagree or agree. I think it's a bit of a tricky one.
It's not a tricky one, you know. To me, it's quite simple to personally
just follow the orders.
Just follow my orders, innit? Like, Sky, don't ask me no questions. Just follow my orders. I don't want to hear nothing back. Really and truly.
But then how do they find their voice?
They find their voice. Orders. If I order you to do something...
They're not finding their voice.
No. In that space of time, when I've ordered you to do something...
Just do it.
Just do it. There shouldn't be no questions to me to the truth.
I get that.
It's that simple. If I say to you, pick up your slippers...
But then what if she wants to ask a question later on?
That's calm. But if I ordered you, pick up your slippers and put them upstairs. That shouldn't be no...
Children should follow
We asking me questions afterwards.
Without asking questions. Follow their parents' orders without asking questions.
It's an order. I've told you to do something.
No, it's not that I don't agree.
But you still kind of...
It's just it's the language, the wording, and that's why I'm trying to avoid going down the middle. Just to play. I'm not trying to play it safe. She went down the middle.
That one you play safe. All right. Parents should have their expectations of their children very clear. Children should have their expectations of their children very clear and open to discussion.
Parents should have their expectations of their children made very clear.
Yeah.
With a discussion.
And open to discussion.
And open. Oh, yeah.
What, agree, should agree? Remember, it's not a yes or no thing, you know.
Well, yeah means agree, right? But if you yeah!
No, it's either strongly agree. Remember, it's disagree, strongly agree, neither.
Sorry.
What's mad?
Nothing, it's just when I went, yeah! Like, yabba dabba do. Okay. I don't know how you answer the questions.
You don't like the way I answer the questions?
No.
Why?
I don't know, you're just not quite...
It's there, it says there. It's there, right there.
Parents should make their expectations of their children very clear and open to discussion. Strongly agree.
Oh, how different? How that different? Do you want to read the next one yourself, just in case? All right. Parents shouldn't restrict children's activities or decisions. So it's playing with words now, so it's smart because this is the psychological
I wouldn't restrict their activities.
Shouldn't restrict children's activities or decisions.
Well, yeah, I'm going to restrict some of those decisions because you're still a child.
So what? You agree, disagree, strongly agree?
I agree with one part.
Do you want to read the question for yourself,
other.
just in case? Yeah, there you go, just in case.
Parents shouldn't restrict children's activities or decisions. I disagree.
Okay. Disagree. Not strongly, but just disagree.
I disagree.
Okay. Should children conform to what parents know is right? Should children conform to what parents know is right?
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
Should children conform, so basically follow, what parents know is right?
Yeah. I don't know, let me just take off the strongly agree first because I think we'll jump that one.
Should children conform to what parents know is right? Agree.
Not strongly agree now?
No, agree.
Why have you changed the thing?
Because we all have to learn some way or another, and sometimes learning is by some people choose to go the hard way around.
Oh, take the thunder and lightning and that.
And it builds character, hopefully.
If I agree with that. All right, kids should be encouraged to discuss family rules and restrictions.
Agree.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is let me just do.
But you like having family meetings, ain't that the whole point of what a family meeting is about? To discuss. And everyone has their time to be open and honest and say their point of view.
So we've got the similar thing. I don't understand how we've got similar things still. We've got similar results in it. Good look.
What do you mean it's not a good look?
It's not a good look. But let me get it quick. But authoritative is your main. We've got three. They say there's 3 parenting styles, isn't it? And mostly you're authoritative. So we're authoritative. So this is nurturing.
I don't have the same.
This is nurturing and supportive parenting style.
Yeah. With
firm limits to set for children to try and control their children's behaviour.
Yeah.
Parents will often explain and discuss the rules and limits they set. They will listen to their child's point of view, but may not consider it. Kind of thing. So we're both on the same. That's strange, you know. Why are we both the same, though?
I agree with that, and I see myself in that. But I'm not strict in the sense of it will take a lot for me to be like, let's say, loud and aggressive and rowdy. But in the sense that I mean, like Renee, even Tiana at a certain time, all can tell you like. I don't mind.
I think that's a woman. I think that's a woman's thing in a way. You like
possibly
like held things in for long, and you want to do a combustion or blow up.
No, it's not a combustion.
It's like hold on, you should be rah every day.
No.
Because the kids are rah. Kids are.
Who wants to use that level of energy? NASA.
No, but they
get old, you know.
No.
Me are young and fresh and. I look good, yeah. 20 odd. Don't play about. Snap back. You think I'm letting these teenagers and
but they can. But then if we don't have a certain.
It's the kindness for weakness, or you take it for granted. So you think because I'm not loud or because I'm not on you for every little thing that I'm not clocking, or I'm not. You know what I mean? You can only push so far.
So when you just slipping on certain, you're just admitting you're slipping on certain areas.
I'm sure there are certain areas I'm slipping on because I can't catch everything. You know what I mean? Even being a 2-parent home, cannot catch everything. But I'm going to try and catch as much as I can. But there's some times where I'll be like, you know what? Leave that for another day. Like, is it really worth my energy in this moment of time? You've got that. Your mouth can go for days and days, whereas my mouth's going to go dry and I'm going to get tired.
But there's always water and liquid, though. I don't understand. What about you?
I'm going to want to go.
But you prefer the easy, but you.
It's not that I prefer easy. It's not that I prefer easy at all. But I'm quite strategic as in timing.
No, you know what it is? I'm very like. Values and home life is extremely important for me before anything. That's just me personally. Before you leave for as long as the home is right, then everything else should be alright. So if your foundation's strong, then you're all good. Okay. If you're gonna, and we're all meant to be a family and a team, in it. If everybody ain't playing their part as a team, it don't work right, innit? So you don't go out there, go and play your teamwork out there. It doesn't make sense. You can play your teamwork here and do whatever. So my thing is that the world they live in now, we got no form of control over them no more. So I'm thinking we need to take back the control. Like no matter what way it is, they already are manipulated by what's going on in society, what's on social media, boom, 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 boom. And we have nothing on them now. So our teenagers now, instead of them thinking, all right, instead of me pick up my phone first thing, let me go and brush my teeth first, innit? Like they don't think, and all these things that can be implemented from young.
What, to brush your teeth before you pick up your phone?
Yeah. Know what to take in first, innit? Know what you're doing, innit?
Wait. Did your parents have control over what you were listening to?
That's the madness. I never had. This is what I'm saying to you. I never had phone like they had.
All right, no, because.
Do you get what I'm saying? So music, I didn't have music. The music I knew was what was in the house. So there wasn't like I could bring in a CD because I never had a CD player to. You know what I mean? So why are you laughing for, fam? No, knock off this thing. This is what I'm saying. But when I think about it logically, it didn't break me out to think, oh, I've got to go listen to the baddest music. I might go to my cousins and hear, you know, whatever it is. But I was, can I say, cotton wool protected in a certain way from it. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But the problem we have now is that soon as we leave them to their own devices, if we just left them to their own devices, there'll be chaos.
What?
Yeah, 100%.
Chaos like what?
If we just left them.
Yeah.
Just literally said, you know what? We're not gonna stress them or nothing. We're just gonna leave them. We're not even gonna put food in the fridge. We're gonna leave everything. Just leave it as it is. It'd be chaos.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You wanna test it?
I don't mind.
No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't bear it. I was just gonna lose my mind. But I just couldn't do it.
But to be fair, I already have kind of not tested it, but I have done that. There was a stage just before we got the new fridge that I literally stopped buying.
Yeah,
everything.
but they'll just go and buy takeaway and go. Don't get it twisted. They just go takeaway and.
No, they just do the tuna pasta or endomi noodles.
We know what we don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? All it takes is one thing, not being on top of things, and then it goes left.
Well then,
so
that's where we have to cover our kids in prayer. So the things that are out of our control, out of our sight.
No, we have course, but we have as much power as possible, which people thought has been taken away through government. No, it's not. No. We have the power. We go in our schools. We be active in our schools, and be resourceful with what we've got around us. So Cade will tell you there's people that see him on the bus, see him walking down the road, see him, like every little angle that he goes, he's seen. Like no problem. See that community we used to have where the lollipop man knew who, and everybody knew, and man, gonna tell your father. I have that community, even more so now with Renee. Now, do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of a thing of I've got people that can keep an eye on her. Not that I'm trying to be that thingy, but I know that I'm not looking for the slip thing.
No, not at all. My whole thing is
I can avoid it.
Don't embarrass your family, yeah. And my whole thing is my prayer for them all the time, and I say it to them all the time. Remember who you are and whose you are. Don't forget that. They don't know
who they. What do you mean? They're still learning who they are.
Of course they are, but I have to speak that into them. We have to speak into our kids, even if they don't understand it, even if they kind of be like, oh, again, you know what I mean? Like they're not like that, but even if they were, we still have to plant those good seeds.
No, 100%.
And nurture them as much as we can, and pray that they have the right circle of friendship groups that will also nurture those seeds.
100%.
Like me growing up, like I didn't have many bad breed friends or whatever, but you know what I mean, I had a few that were smoking and you know what I mean, doing certain things. I wasn't interested in none of that. They weren't. Every now and then it might be offered or whatever. I weren't interested for many different reasons, but one of the strongest reasons is I would have felt shame and embarrassment if someone that my mum or my granny or my uncle or my whoever knew saw me, let's just say with a cigarette in my hand, having a fag. Like that would be shame for me. Like so I never went down those roads, and it never enticed me anyway. It wasn't attractive or appealing to me, but nonetheless I always had that in the back of my mind, like I have to be a reflection of the home or the family that I'm coming from. And that's with your mannerisms, your behaviour, your character, you know what I mean, not being rude, helping your elders, being respectful, like all of that.
So how has your parenting changed over from the first till now? What would you do differently now?
Probably quite a few things.
Because a girl child, still another girl child, isn't it? So it's like, what would you do differently?
But all the girls are very different. They're all different characters, and obviously I've been very different at every different stage of them. We're going from 21, 25. Oh God, let's do the maths. 38.
What are you talking about? The age of you had children and that?
Yeah.
Say nothing, but
42.
What would you do now differently now, innit? Or
I
what things are you
I just feel like myself personally, I've always been a patient person and quite a calm person, but I feel like I'm even more so now.
More patient than that?
I believe so. I do. At least I feel like I have a bit more time to give. I feel like back then it was just getting on. Like like go back to work as soon as possible, like get the bills paid. Like it was quite, you know, like just a regimental kind of life. Like you're just ticking off boxes because you feel that's what you have to do or that's what needs to be done, rather than experiencing and enjoying. But it's also relevant as in the relationship you're in at that time too. What kind of relationship is that? How stable are you? Like how secure are you? How do you feel about yourself? You know, I probably had quite a few insecurities around Tiana and Renee's times for different reasons. So I think that's a whole nother pod in itself.
We'll tackle that one. No, so because I'm thinking like in terms of I've seen things so much different now that with having girls, and then now having another girl, and how. And obviously we have got different parenting styles. As much as it says we're similar, we both afford that both got just the way we just do things differently, and it's how we blend them and go forward with it.
Look, at the end of the day, we are a blended family, and we have different ways and methods, and we have completely all different characters of children, from the eldest all the way down. So we are going to have challenges. We are going to have things that are a little bit icky moments, you know, because sometimes you feel like you're compromising some of your ways that you might not want to. You know, you've had to learn to be more patient, more tolerant, more considerate, you know, because it's not just you now. Not that it was just you before, but you know what I mean. And this isn't right. Yeah, we may have been together for however many years, but
it's even.
Yeah.
Go on.
But a lot has happened in that space of time. So, and there's still work to be done. And sometimes we're going to get it right, and other times we're going to have to tweak and eke and scratch and itch a little bit. But as long as we, at the end of the day, can come together and say, you know what, you know, I mean, that worked, like, well done, like, that was a good shout of yours. Or I think maybe next time let's try A, B, or C, or D. Rather than thinking it's like you against me. Oh, well, I'm the better parent, or you're the because of this or because of that. Like, no, because I appreciate the character and the dynamics that you bring to the table. Even if sometimes I'll be like, why are you moaning? Why are you this? And why are you that? But you know what I mean? I know it's all coming from a good place.
Yeah. I've got so much. I just don't want to waste that on out there, innit? Because you see me doing it. You see the examples out there, how quick, like, a youth will come in and they'll say, I want to do this. And I'm like, before you know it, 45 minutes, they're already in their career choice. And I want the same for my own kids.
Without that. And
do you get what I'm saying?
They no denying that they know that.
Yeah, but then they
take it for granted.
They take it for granted. But no, they know I'm there. Like, I'll always work my magic in every way, form or fashion. And I appreciate your way of how you've opened up my eyes to different type of parenting style, which I'm like, sometimes I think, oh my diddy days, but I get it and it works. And I do appreciate it, but sometimes it does weigh on me sometimes, because it's like, because I can see, you know, like
it's
you can
like
see
uncomfortable, like it's
not
different
sometimes
to what it's like completely different to what you would decide or choose to do.
100%, like sometimes just right against it.
Of course, but then if we were together from our, let's say, our early 20s and had all our kids together, you know what I mean, we were literally a family from one day all the way up until now, it'd be a lot easier for us to mesh and you know what I mean, that, like, there's more time for all of that. Like, we're kind of we were starting from scratch in essence, so there's still time for things to kind of fit in and mesh out. And
no, obviously I'm like, don't get it twisted, people. Like, as we speak right now, like, well, it's clockwork, innit? Like, as we can literally turn around and say everything's clockwork. Like, we know where our children are, we know what they're doing. Like, we've got a good relationship with all of them. They have a good relationship with each other. as we speak right now, innit? So don't get it twisted. Don't be thinking like, no, it is as it is, innit? So sorry to all the people that may have wished. No, I don't mean that. But in the grand scheme of things, I've always like, how do I put it in? I've always wanted I'm always wanting more. Like that's the main, that's the ultimate thing from children. I always want more. I don't believe you should be just average on your phone. That child that is in the class. I always look at these children. I'm thinking, why do you want to dumb yourself? Like I hope the teachers can, or anybody that's worked in the teaching division, whatever, you can vouch for me. Is that every child, like every new class you have, they all mirror each other. So there's always a Tyler. There's always a Damien. There's always the same person. It's like, why is it always the same? You never get that child that was to say, you know what? I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna answer every question. I'm gonna turn up early. I'm gonna push myself past it. I'm gonna utilize the resources that what is here for the school. What more can you do for me? Is this the best you can do for me? Like, there's never that child because they don't want to speak out. They feel they have to be in.
No, there's always gonna be.
What was the girls that came into the thing, into the shop the other day, and they were talking about categories where they fit, or boom boom boom. And what was the girl? What's the one thing they called David? What was the one thing? We've got new lyrics here. Hopefully, Shan remember.
Yeah, you should ask.
Off girls.
No.
Show off girl.
Like no.
They had these names. I'm
look at me.
Look at girls.
No.
It was mad. Listen, that's why we need to connect with our young people. That's why I always have conversations with them, innit? Like they just come into the shop random and like, what do you do? What do you want to know? How do you want to know? Because I want to help them at the same time hear what's going on with our young people, innit? And the way they went, me and Chat them trying to look at each other like, what did you call it?
There's a whole new like past the thingy dictionary. What's the dictionary?
The urban dictionary.
It's past the
innit?
Yeah.
That's babe. That's babe. I was like, huh? That's babe. Like the top or something. Listen, we need to update ourselves regularly. What's going on with our young people as much as we can.
But look, in all fairness, you've had a lot of young people, young adults that you have inspired, planted seeds on, you know what I mean, lit up their light, and that have come back and said, do you remember me?
Yeah, but at the time it wasn't like that.
Exactly. It's always
the
way.
Saying? And I get it.
And that's why don't give up on someone just because you're not seeing what you want to see. Because Lord willing, eventually in time, it will literally all sprout forth. Sometimes it takes them hitting that ground to come back up. You know what I mean? Certain things will come to their remembrance and, you know what I mean, will lift them back up and they'll elevate and, you know what I mean, achieve. And sometimes, it just takes sometimes life experience.
No, hundreds.
But no, yes, it's been a good one, man.
It's been alright.
I probably could keep going, but definitely on the different stages of being a mother or parent, the different ages and stages. I think that's definitely
No, I leave that to you to do that one. You get me? Well, more female version one.
Yeah.
Now we've got loads in store, loads in mind. I think from that we're gonna start inviting guests now, so we're gonna start seeing guests. Before that's enough of just me and her.
Are you trying to bring someone else in the mix?
Bring someone else in the mix. You get me? But I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. You get me? But
you can't even manage what you have about spice it up a little bit.
You're lucky every day, you know. You're lucky. You see, any time.
What?
Lucky every day.
You're a witch. You're a witch.
Hey, no bobo, don't take anchor. Hey, don't forget, homie, don't forget anchor. Idiot. But no, if I wake up, man, just drunk off the milk and that. Don't you want to say bye to the people then?
No. Good night.
So cute, you know. But now, next pod, we're gonna have a special guest. So tune in and comment, like, subscribe. Please share it around. Press the notification so you can get the, you know what I mean?
Ting.
Yeah, get the thing in and more life and light, people. Dan, what do you say? What's the thing you say at the end of most of your videos?
I don't remember.
More light and blessings, people.
No, who talks like that? Like I'm camp. Not some dog. Like love and light, people. Bless up.
That's it. Love and light.